Hello, and welcome to Why with Seth and Parker. My name is Parker,
And I'm Seth.
and this is the quote-unquote weekly show where we dissect Billy Joel music, give stupid answers to stupid questions, and ponder how the hell we have survived the last 4 years of existence. Seth, how's it going?
You know what? It's going. Stuck in the middle of quarantine, trying to make it work. But Parker, before we start this out, I need to remind you that we can no longer do the Billy Joel thing because copyright's a bitch.
That is true, but they cannot prevent me from doing an interpretive poetry reading of Billy Joel songs.
Would
So,
you like to do an interpretive poetry?
Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray. Sorry, that's the beginning of We Didn't Start the Fire by William Martin Joel.
Thank you for that. That was very nice.
You're welcome. I'm not so rapid paced as he is, though.
You know, it was very eloquent. It was exactly what I needed to hear today.
I need to articulate more, you know? It helps to think about who really started the fire.
Well, it wasn't me because that's arson.
That is true.
You know what,
So,
Parker? Oh, go ahead.
no, you.
You know, I was just thinking too. I was going back through our Google Drive folders and noticed that the last one we had was from fall of 2016. And I'm just shocked that it has been 3.5 years since we've done this.
It is pretty wild. A lot has changed in the world since 2016. But now we have gone off public access. We are no longer regulated by the FCC, so I can say all the bad words I want. Isn't that true?
Yeah, and I don't have to worry about the dump button to save your ass.
That's true. Oh, darn, you got me there. But yes, Seth, what have you been up to in the past 3-ish years?
Oh, well, you know, we both were going to K-State. For any of our new listeners, to give them some context, I was going for education and you were going for something to study.
I studied psychology.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you were at the graduation party.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you are now certified to psychoanalyze me during our radio
That's not true.
shows. Oh, okay. Well, I missed that memo.
This isn't the Fraser Crane show.
Could it be?
No, I'm not really listening.
Oh, okay.
That was his catchphrase.
So anyways, well, so I graduated. I got a big boy teaching job at a middle school, which, you know, I never thought I would teach middle school, but it is actually becoming one of my favorite things to teach. Middle schoolers are they're kind of odd, but they're odd in an endearing way. They're nothing like my tiny humans, which is what I call my elementary kiddos, but these are my hormones with legs, and I love them dearly.
I thought that was your nickname on Grindr.
Oh no, that's Big Daddy Dills.
Oh, please never.
That might be Dr. Daddy Dills one of these days.
Wow. Before you ask me what I've been up to the past 4 years, I have to ask you, do you know the difference between hormones and antibiotics?
No, what is the difference, Parker?
You can never hear an antibiotic.
And
Seth,
moving on,
now
Parker,
it's time for you to ask me the question.
What have you been up to the 3.5 years? Obviously, you're still telling bad jokes.
Yes, but now they can be more inappropriate because our producer James is AWOL.
Yeah, bye, James. All right.
But yeah, sorry, rip. But over these past 3.5 years, I moved to Colorado, began teaching skiing to like 6-year-olds, like people who have no business learning how to walk, much less ski. Then I got a job giving brewery tours at Coors. And then after that, I moved back to Kansas City and now I live with my parents because it's cheap rent.
Hey, there you go.
And now, yeah, so somehow life is more disappointing for me than 2016, if that was even possible.
Is this what our psychology majors have to look forward to?
Yes, in fact, I would say all psychology majors now. This is just your life now. Don't get that degree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's hindsight, baby.
Hindsight's 2020. But hey, you know, I think it's cool that we are bringing this back in the form of a podcast, not necessarily a radio show. And I think it'll be really good for everyone to hear. And, we're all stuck inside. And I think that it's kind of tough to be stuck inside. What has your quarantine experience been like?
Pretty good. I think that, oh, internet connection's unstable. So am I, though.
Aren't
Um,
we all?
so I've been brewing beer. I've been reading a lot more books, and drinking a lot more, doing terrible things to myself. Just all the fun stuff.
Yeah, you like to keep yourself on your toes.
Yeah. So, Seth, would you like to ask some questions from Yahoo Answers, our email inbox from 2016, and other people?
Yeah, before we get into that, so I think we should I'm hoping that we get a ton of new listeners that are really into this kind of banter and this
Too
show.
high hopes right there.
You know what? When I shared on Facebook that this was getting a reboot, I expected 2 or 3 people to be excited, and I think we got at least 6 that were excited.
It's because quarantine lowers people's standards. They can't watch Friends reboots forever.
Yeah, and I only expected a couple people, but we got a few more at least, and we actually got a couple shares on some program pages at K-State too. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
Yeah,
It must be a very sad time for them if they're giving us honors again.
we were promoted by the LGBT Resource Center and Ecumenical Campus Ministries as
What's up?
as alumni doing
Oh,
things with their lives.
see, I get to put that behind my name when someone interviews me from K-State.
Parker Heinze, alumni.
Alumni. It's a Latin word meaning he went to here.
You're right. So, but for those that don't know, we like to take stupid questions and just talk about them, give our answers, give our opinions. Whether or not those are informed, that will be left up to your imagination. And a lot of them we pull from Yahoo. We also have an email, which, if I remember right, is Seth and Parker at gmail.com, right?
It is indeed that. If I wanted to say it again for just the sake of talking about the email address so people can send questions, it would be Seth and Parker, all one word, at gmail.com.
There you go. And so they can send those questions to us, and we'll talk about them. We might not give
Yes.
them the best answers, and we can't tell them that these answers are legally binding in any manner, but they can give it a shot.
As this program will demonstrate, it might take 2 to 3 business years for us to answer them, just so you know.
But hey, just we haven't forgotten about you, our loyal following base of 3. So, anyways, our first question, Parker, is going to be, what is the best citrus?
The best citrus. So what is defined as citrus?
I thought you were the one
This
that
is
put
where
the
you
question
start
on
talking.
here. Yeah, I thought
Doesn't
you
mean
were.
I know the answer.
I don't know the word. I don't
You don't
know.
know the word
I
citrus?
don't know the definition of citrus.
Citrus is like a
It's like a
fruit
fruit.
with a rind.
Yeah. I mean, I was just
So
thinking
so like
fruity.
limes, lemons, grapefruit. Wait, if it's all fruits with a rind, does that mean a watermelon's a citrus?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think it has to have the little liney things in the middle, the like
I
peel
mean,
apart thingies.
you're eating too many artificial citrus. Like, have you looked at a lemon recently or a lime?
Yeah, like, it
They
kind
don't
of
peel apart.
not easily.
I could say the same thing about a watermelon.
Okay, you got me there. You got me there, Parker.
I think citrus is like tropical connotation. Like it wouldn't be out of place in like a nice bath wash.
Yeah, like it comes with
Although
hand
I want to
soap.
be honest, some bath washes have watermelon.
But okay, you know what? I might stand corrected. I don't think it includes watermelon. Um,
I mean, I don't think so either, but I just want to prove you wrong.
oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't call a watermelon.
How about coconuts?
I don't think so. Coconut would be the only hairy citrus in there if it was.
Have you heard the thought that because coconuts are hairy and have milk, they're technically mammals?
I did, but when I think of citrus, I think of fruit. So I would say that my favorite citrus or my favorite fruit would probably be the Manhattan queer community.
Oh, stop that, no.
No,
The,
we're
the
not
correct
buying
answer is lime. Lime's the
lime.
best citrus.
Like you put the lime in the coconut and shake
Oh,
it all
nope,
up.
nope.
You put the citrus in the mammal.
Yeah, there, much better.
Now, Parker, you mentioned the coconut being hairy. Does that resonate with you at all? As our
Yes.
budding young otter bear.
Uh, uh, Here's an update for you, Seth. I am no longer young. My youth is behind me.
Well, you've been faking it very well.
Well, thank you. But no, I'm getting too old, Seth. I get back pain nowadays.
Yeah, my knees crack every time I try to stand up or sit down. So,
Isn't being in your 20s great?
you know what? No one told me my 20s would suck this much, and that's kind of what I'm mad about today.
I mean, did you not listen closely to the theme song for Friends?
I
No
did.
one told your life was going to be this way. Your job's a joke. You're broke. Your love life's DOA.
Yeah, you know what? That hits different when you're actually 20. So,
Well,
well,
neither of us are
we're
20.
not
We're
20, but in our mid 20s, we're supposed to be ripe for the taking. We're supposed to be, at our prime, and this is not our prime, Parker.
no. But now that you said it, am I in my mid 20s or am I still in early 20s? Because I'm only 23.
I would say you're on the cusp. You're kind of like Gen Z, millennial, that
Uh,
96 to listen. I'm going somewhere with this.
okay.
You're kind of on that like 96 to 2000 cusp of people born between those years that Gen Z doesn't want to claim them and millennials don't want to claim them, so they have no clue who they belong with.
Well, thanks. I guess I'm the lost generation.
Or you're just lost in general.
That is true. Well, I feel like we've exhausted this question. Would you like me to ask another one?
Yeah, let's go ahead with another one.
Okay, this one comes from our dear loyal listener, Monica, from December of 2016.
Thank you for your
And
patience, Monica. We had to
yes,
really think long and hard to answer this question.
we really did. So the question is, do dogs and cats think in English? The logic that Monica provides is that they understand commands in English. So do these animals think in English?
The question is like, do they think? Like, what do they even have a language to think in, or do they think in pictures? Do they think in images, or do they think in very broken commands? Sit, 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 stay, lay down,
Unfortunately,
take.
Seth, you are overlooking a very major point in this question. I'm focusing on the dogs for this example, but
Okay.
a lot of dogs are named after what language they speak. So there's Spanish bulldogs, German shepherds, so they're named after that. Like the Chihuahua speaks the Chihuahuan dialect of Spanish. So Siamese cats speak Mandarin. I think that's what they speak in that area of the world.
Parker, you should have done more research.
Oh no, that would be very terrible for this show. I feel like me putting my foot in my mouth is half the entertainment value.
Yeah, and then me saving you, but
Yes.
that's
So
okay.
so what
One of us has to be
what
responsible here.
what language do you think German shepherds speak?
I think that depends on where they're brought up. I once taught my dog to follow commands in Spanish. So I don't know. Maybe my dog was bilingual.
So does he do a Spanish work then?
No, I mean this was years
Like
ago.
Elbork?
Borko. No, it's guau.
Wow.
Guau.
Guau is Spanish for bark.
I mean that's the sound that the dogs make in Spanish. If you ask like a little Spanish kid, well, it depends where you are, but my friends that are in Central America, that's what when I would talk with them and their kids, they'd be like, "Wow, guau,
Guau guau.
wow, wow." We go
Ha-
bark, bark. I don't know.
I'm not sure I like that. I
You
don't
know,
want
you don't
my
have to like it.
conceptions.
You don't have to like it, Parker. So, okay. Well, I would say they probably do process a little bit in the language that they are raised around. Um,
But what if we like include parakeets, like birds
Oh,
that can mimic human speech?
yeah. But are
Is
they
that different?
mimicking or having a conversation? Like,
Yeah, it's just that what's the leap in language processing that a parrot has versus a dog?
You know what? I wish I knew the answer to that. I'm also thinking, when your animals are getting ready to be naughty and they're just staring at something, like they know they can't have it and they're just watching, and some kind of gear is turning in their head, but we don't know exactly. Um,
Well, I mean, they speak to us. So their barks sometimes just mean, um, like, I need to go outside or I really want that food. So they're trying to communicate that, maybe. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
or some dogs, like our friend Megan has a corgi who is very bossy, but he's bossy and vocal and he makes all these noises.
Well, I think that we have sufficiently covered that question.
Monica, if we didn't sufficiently cover that, please email us back and wait another 2 to 3 years.
Yes, you are free to do that, Monica.
Okay. Well, Parker, here's one thing that I wanted to talk to you that I've really been getting into recently. I have been sucked into the dark depth that is TikTok. And so I don't know if you've gotten to experience TikTok as much as I have. My For You page is full of teaching things, gay stuff,
I need this
depressed
all
people.
slow down tremendously. I understand only the base premise of Vine or TikTok or whatever one we're talking about that's still alive, because you're using a bunch of words that I did not know. So
Okay,
slow it down for me.
so when you're on TikTok, you have two pages. You have what's called a
Hmm.
For You page and your following page. And when you're going through searching hashtags based on your interests, that kind of molds your For You page based on their algorithm. And so if you're liking a bunch of things with the hashtag baseball, you're going to start getting baseball themed TikTok.
Not during this part of the plague.
Not
You
during this
aren't.
part, but it's an example. Or coffee. Or I like a lot of teachers of TikTok. So I have a lot of teachers of TikTok showing up on my For You page. That's kind of like a discover type area. And then your following page is people that you follow. So,
Okay, so I feel like you've laid the groundwork. Thank you for
yes,
that.
you're welcome. Of
As you
course.
can tell from the first part of this conversation, I don't do the TikToks.
That's okay. You really should. My life has been lost to TikToks.
So,
So, anyways,
sorry. Yeah.
yes, the question is, Parker, I wanted to discuss with you. Do you think that TikTok is replacing Vine? Why or why not?
So I'm going to hijack this question and say that you really didn't want to thoughtfully ask me this because I don't have an informed opinion on either of these social
Okay, but Parker,
medias.
you were just
You,
saying that the
you,
whole point of this
you,
is having uninformed opinions.
I think just wanted to talk about it, and that's not you can't just ask a question.
I can ask a
Talk about the
question.
ticky talks.
Yes, and the TikToks are life force right now. Like the TikTok gods are what's getting me through quarantine.
Not margaritas.
And margaritas included, along with White Claws, but we're not going to talk about that. It's not a problem if I don't admit it's a problem.
There ain't no laws when you're drinking the claws.
Exactly. My therapist actually said that I could drink during quarantine, and that we're in the middle of a pandemic, and so uh, she understands.
So, what's your favorite citrus flavored White Claw?
I'm gonna go black cherry or mango.
Neither are citruses.
You know what? They're the ones that are sitting up over here on my counter waiting for post podcast. But the more that we talk, the more I think I should have started those before.
So I saw this image circling around back in October that there were pumpkin spiced White Claws that were being made by companies.
That's scary. I don't like that.
You don't?
I don't like that.
You are missing out. October is the perfect pumpkin spice season for alcohol. You got pumpkin spice beers, you got pumpkin spice vodkas, you got pumpkin spice rum, you got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. And then pumpkin spice white claw.
Yeah, allegedly. I've yet to see one in the flesh.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it, Parker.
Okay, we're going hunting this October.
For white claws, no laws, man. Ain't no laws.
And no laws.
And for legal reasons, we need to clarify that we are not under contract with White Claw, and this is in no way a promotion or demotion of White Claw or its affiliates.
There ain't no laws when you're drinking spiked sparkling beverages. It just
Love it.
rolls off the tongue.
So, but Parker, going back to that, did you ever get into Vine?
No,
Not at all?
there's a reason why I am a radio host, at least
X-radio
occasionally.
host.
Yeah, an ex-radio host. It's because people don't need to look at my face. They can see all the subtext they need to in audio form.
So I shouldn't post this video recording.
Definitely not. I'm not even fully buttoned to my shirt.
Now,
You didn't notice that?
that's not the mental image I needed, Parker.
You can see the right one and you can see the left one. And
One at a time. I can't handle two.
No, Seth, that's going to be so much funnier to the listener if they can't see me. Because right one what? Left what? They don't need to know.
You know what?
That's the beauty.
I guess I'm blessed. With whatever that moment we just shared was.
It was called a human connection.
Oh. Those things are scary.
We're part of the quarantine.
Parker, have you had any new human connections recently?
I have not. Me and my mom have been isolated in a house for 3 weeks.
Oh, blessings abound.
Not really. I do very much love and enjoy this time with my mother, but it can be very difficult staring at a wall for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
And then going to bed.
Yeah. And that what has helped me was actually, Parker, have you ever done D&D?
No, I haven't. Please tell me about your D&D.
You know what? I did my first D&D campaign actually yesterday. And trying to pass the time. I've been reading books and I've been doing work part-time on the computer, kind of. I've at least been faking it for the most part. But then got sucked into this D&D campaign, which is actually really fun. Got to use one of my characters. And middle of the campaign, we're talking to the shopkeeper who had this crossbow that he said that his grandpappy used to kill these lizard folk I don't think they were lizard folk. I can't remember.
Is this guy speciest?
No, I don't remember what was going on with it. But the whole point was we needed to get in there and kill the kobolds that were wreaking havoc on this community. And so I thought, he's used this crossbow to kill them before. So why don't we do it? Why don't we use that? And so I went up to him and I said, hey, I'd like to buy this. And he wouldn't sell. So I said, here, I'll trade you a super magical item for it. And I go on to describe this item, and my DM completely loses character and is like, whoa, why do you have that? You should in no way. So it was kind of fun to get to throw the DM off for a little bit there.
That was an excellent story, Seth. We're trying this new thing where I positively reinforce Seth instead of just cut him off at the knees. But that was a stupid question, Seth.
I didn't ask
If you want, I know it was about Vine or something.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to send us a stupid question and make Seth not talk about his D&D campaign, you can do that at sethandparker@gmail.com.
Parker,
please send us questions. I can't handle Seth talking about TikTok.
Or D&D, apparently. But, Parker, this is the part where I miss being live in the studio with you because...
you could reach us and hit me?
Yeah, or I could throw things at you because you remember the table. You would sometimes sit on the other side of the table. So that way I couldn't hit you and I'd have to throw things. But you know what? It is what it is. So I'm going to mark that question answered just because Parker's being kind of a
I get things moving. So I'm going to ask another one because it's my turn.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This question comes from a random Reddit thread I found. It says that I'm in New York City and always wanted to hug a cow. Where can I go to make this dream a reality once this mess is over? So Seth, have you ever hugged a cow?
I have pet cows. I don't think I've ever hugged one, but I have interacted with them because I'm from small town Kansas and yeah, it's all over the place. I used to actually travel with one of the schools I went to, and we would travel and promote the school. And we would stay in these host families' homes for the weekends while we were there. And one of them had a farm, so we went out and hung out with the cows. And the group I traveled with, we actually started a hashtag, and our thing was Friends with Cows. And so we would take pictures with either real cows or fake
Wait,
cows.
wait. Friends with cows.
Cows, yes.
So you are friends with these cows, yet you haven't hugged them?
No, we're
You haven't
friends.
hugged your friends?
I haven't, because I don't believe in physical contact during quarantine, Parker.
That's not true. I'm just going to ask Big Papa Dill on, or whatever your grinder name was.
Okay. Anyways, so I would say there are plenty of places to go to hug a cow, though. If you went to maybe a petting zoo, or if you went to a little farm, like a little hometown farm with ma and pa still running the place, and going there to
I
see.
say, here's my opinion. You go to your local bodega because you live in New York City and you have bodegas there. You go to your local bodega and you find a carton of milk that's like made out of glass instead of plastic, you know? So here you
Yeah.
are in your bodega looking at a glass thing of milk. Hopefully that glass thing says, "This is made proudly in somewhere near you, New York." So what you want to do is you want to look up someplace near New York City that's not actually New York City. Because I only know like a handful of other New York cities. I'm going to say Utica. Made in Utica. So you go to that farm and you're like, "Hi, I would like to take a tour of your farm." And assuming that these are nice, folksy, salt of the earth people, and you are definitely white, this will definitely work out. If you're not white, it may be kind of iffy. But after that, you ask them, "Hey, can I hug your cow? Just thank them for this wonderful milk I've been consuming at my local bodega." And then, boom, you have hugged a cow, and hopefully nothing more sinister.
Okay. And I think that especially with our travel ban currently in existence, that we that could work for this questioner who's in New York City.
Yeah, just go on down to Utica. Who doesn't love that nice upstate New York?
You know what? That sounds like a plan to me.
I really hope that it is a town in New York.
You know what? If not, well, you just made it.
I should have done Albany.
You know what,
but
Parker?
I'm not sure Albany has cows.
There might be some somewhere. Or at least, if nothing else, there are remnants of cattle there.
Fair enough.
So, Parker, let's go ahead and move on to another question, just so we can keep our listeners engaged. Wow, one second, pause for a moment. We're moving a lot faster than we used to, I feel like.
Yeah, because there's no musical stylings of Mr. William Martin Joel, or halfway through breaks. So is this our halfway through break where we just like kind of sit, look into each other's eyes, and just like let the listeners get themselves a fresh margarita?
Yeah, I mean, or they can pause if they need a break, because I would need a break from it too.
Fair enough. I think my voice is shrill. That's why I never listen to myself.
Yeah, I don't know why they're listening to us, but anyways, let's go ahead and go on to another question. I'm not 100% sure which one I want to ask. Let's do this one. This comes from Rita on Yahoo Answers,
Mm-hmm.
and it says, "Can I clean my oven light bulb? I haven't used my oven in years. I am planning to clean it. There's grease caked onto the light bulb. Would I have to just replace the bulb, or can I clean it with the cleaner?"
So I have many problems with this question, and I want to outline them in this here, my 15-minute TED Talk.
Can you reduce it to 10?
10 seconds? Okay. They misspelled grease. You haven't used your oven in years, and ew. There. That's my TED Talk. Thank you for coming.
And that's not even the only problem that exists with the question. This question is not well written in that it doesn't help me understand what they need. Is the light bulb broken, and are they hoping to get it to work by cleaning it? Is it working? It's just dirty. Um,
Yeah, the light bulb is one of the least important parts of the oven mechanism. But back to one of my previous points, you haven't used your oven in years.
mm, I'm glad they're
Like
cleaning it,
that is very responsible home ownership. But
but
how have
years.
you been making food this past year? I know that like you can do a lot of stuff stovetop or in the microwave, but if I had an oven, I would want to use it more than once every 4 years, like the
Yeah,
Why with Seth and Parker show.
I was gonna say that would be like not having used an oven for the length of us not having the show.
Yeah.
And I
Um,
definitely like you have used an oven since then. Do I use it every week? No, but
not every week.
I don't use it every week. It's just me. I don't cook for friends and family. It's just me. So it's easier to do stovetop for most things.
Fair enough.
But I will
I'm
have to use it
surprised you
this
didn't go.
week.
I'm surprised you didn't go full microwave.
No, not just microwave. I do some stovetop stuff. Like I still like post my thirst trap pictures of my food saying "wife me up."
Hmm.
So no one has yet to wife me up. I'm still single.
One of these days.
You know, one of these. I'm still working on getting you to join the dark side, Parker.
Well, yeah, but if you were going to get quote wifed up, I think that I'd have you cook more than once a week in
I
the
could cook.
oven,
I would cook more than once a week for someone who deserves it.
and even use the oven. Maybe
Yeah,
bake a cake.
I would use the oven and I would bake a cake and I would give lots of unwanted affection because I am a physical touch person and I have been hug starved since this whole thing started.
Okay, so I'm going to redirect our attention back to Rita.
Right.
Rita, here's my opinion. It's very professional. What you need to do is you need to get a new oven. You and whoever shares this house with you, or some friends, you can entice them with oven pizza. Um, you take this old oven and you just dump it on the corner somewhere, preferably someplace you don't want like anyone to see. A very seedy place. Then you buy yourself a nice new stainless steel oven. Boom, you install it, and boom, DiGiorno pizza anytime. Sorry, the Italian generic brand of pizza because we're not using brands apparently.
Parker, okay, that's an answer. That's an answer I will
It,
accept.
it, it's definitely an answer.
It
Just
is
get rid of your oven, Rita. Goodbye.
okay. Well, what's our next question going to be, Parker?
Okay, I think our next question is why are dollar menus disappearing? This is a question for me because I like cheap snacks because that's what I am.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say because you are a cheap snack, Parker, and that's
It's
that's
true.
one of the top two endearing qualities of you.
What's the other one?
I'm still thinking about it.
The left one or the right one?
Yes. You know what? I think that they are probably disappearing because that oh wow, I just ADHD moment. It's gone. Oh, they're going more for value menus instead of dollar menus,
Yeah, they are doing like the one, two, $3, and I'm
Mhm.
like, who has $3?
Or two for $5.
That's true.
But then you get
They're
more
more.
food.
Yes, I do like the adoption of the Southern practice of chicken nuggets as a side. Like that is definitely something for me which is rooted in Southern culture, and I'm on board with chicken nuggets being a side for meals, not a whole meal in itself.
Yeah, or I would go the other end and just if you could like triple the chicken nugget order, that's a sufficient meal.
Well, at the unnamed restaurant with golden arches, they used to have 20, sorry, um, Scottish pretense nuggets,
They used to
oh
have 20.
nuggets, if you will.
They used to have 20 packs.
Yeah, and I am ashamed to admit that more than once I have ordered those 20 Mac nuggets and ate them in one sitting.
And you know what? I'm not judging you at all. I haven't done this yet, but there's a certain restaurant that is known for homophobia and not necessarily appreciated in the queer community that I frequent because I need their food. It's so good. That that they have like their breakfast platters with some of their breakfast foods, and one of those foods uses the nuggets, and they have like a giant platter, and I have thought about buying that for just myself on multiple occasions.
And hopefully rationing it, like meal
No,
prepping. No?
no, there is no rationing in my Christian home.
Oh Lord.
So yes. But anyways, that's my take on the dollar menus disappearing.
Thank you for your hot take.
Thank you. I try.
Okay, so if you had to choose something from the dollar menu to eat every day, what would it be? Just any dollar menu.
Do I get other food outside of this?
Nope.
This is all I can eat all the time.
No, okay. I should rephrase the question. So you have to eat one of these every day.
Oh, okay. That's easy. Well, not
Is it?
necessarily easy, because I just realized that the homophobic restaurant doesn't. I don't think. Do they have a dollar
Yeah.
menu? I don't
No,
think.
Chick-fil-A doesn't have a dollar menu. They're too fancy for
I
that.
know,
They're
that's what I was
bougie.
thinking. Because I was like, oh, I could totally eat some Chick-fil-A every day.
They're too fancy to have a dollar menu.
I'd probably just say like $1 cheeseburger or a dollar thing of fries from McDonald's.
That was a good choice.
What about you?
I'd probably say one of those Mac chickens.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good. They also have a spicy version.
Ooh.
And it is basically just one giant chicken nugget. They just put it on a bun. Here, some lettuce and mayonnaise. Fuck it up.
That sounds perfect.
I
Hey,
said
I don't have
F
to hit the dump button. We can actually keep that.
Sorry, Grandma, if you're listening to this.
Oh,
they probably tuned out by the time you started talking.
Well, I was gonna say they probably tuned out when we started talking about lefty and righty.
Oh Lord.
They didn't need to see that.
Is one bigger than another?
You know what? I think that's pretty normal, and as long as if you're really concerned about it, you should chat with your doctor.
I don't have a doctor.
Oh, then pray to whichever god you might or might not subscribe to, and hope for the best.
Okay.
Okay.
Seth,
well,
would you like to ask one more question before we sign off?
I was gonna say it's about time to sign off. Let's see. Let's do this one. We'll save the other ones for later. How do I reach out to people I haven't talked to for years? Do you remember the source of this question?
My deep insecurities.
Parker, how do you reach out to people you haven't talked to for years?
Force them to make a podcast with me.
I think you're 1 for 1, and that's proving to be effective.
Yeah, I mean, now I just need to get Austin Fuller on the phone.
Hey, we can do that. We can have him come on once.
No, we used to have a terrible podcast too. It was
I never listened
2
to
episodes.
So, okay.
I'm just the king of terrible podcasts.
Yeah, you are. You don't even need to say podcasts. Just the king of terrible.
Yeah, I'm just king of terrible.
There you go. You're dastard.
That's true. But Seth, do you have any advice?
Well, my favorite way to reach out to people is when I see something that makes me think of them, sending them a picture, if that's a meme, if that's a picture of something, or if it's a memory, sending it to them and saying, oh my gosh, do you remember this? Or, hey, this made me think of you. And seeing if that could be a way to connect with them. And if necessary, sometimes you send the thirst trap here and there to help rekindle old flames.
So like you up?
Yeah, that one's worked pretty effectively for most people.
This is going to be
of course.
Okay. I was going to ask, have you honestly sent a you up text?
Parker, you know my sleeping habits. I'm in bed by 9 or 10 every night. I don't send you up messages.
Okay.
Because I'm not up. I am not up at that time.
Have you ever received a you up message?
Oh, yeah. And then I respond at like 9 a.m. the next morning. Sorry, I was asleep. That's a really good way to keep people away and hold them at arm's distance.
That's true.
Be tired all the time.
So I have one question in, but it's not for us. It's for the viewers or
Oh,
listeners. Hopefully, no one ever sees a picture of this.
yeah. Yeah.
So to our listeners, we have suddenly ran out of our first thing that we do in this podcast, which is listen to Billy Joel music. So if you have any ideas for another activity we can do besides answer stupid questions,
Oh,
we'd
oh,
love to
oh.
hear about it.
We can do Sudokus.
That would not have widespread entertainment value for anyone.
I'd be entertained.
For most people, then it would not have widespread entertainment value.
I would love, because Parker, can we remind everyone what's the premise of our show? We have three
Um,
goals.
to drunk text our exes,
Yes, we're both very good
um,
at that.
give stupid answers, stupid questions,
Yeah.
and review 1960s Christmas movies.
Yes, the 1960s Christmas movies was supposed to be a surprise.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry I ruined that.
So thank you. But we are constantly trying to come up with a third thing, which I think we've done pretty effectively throughout the course of
Yeah, but
our
now
radio.
we have to come up with the first thing.
Yeah, so that's where I think our listeners can come in handy, and they have an email, and most of our listeners are people that know us, and so they know
Yeah,
how to
but
reach out to
Seth,
us.
what is that email?
Our email is sethandparker@gmail.com. That's sethandparker@gmail.com. And Parker's giving me
I
the
like the Parker
I,
part.
I was gonna say, I don't know, Parker, is that a sultry look, or is that a you're gonna reach through the computer and kill me look?
Sorry, I'm just looking at myself in the Zoom and just man, what I would do
Okay,
to that guy.
so it's sultry, got it.
Yeah, but I want to be clear that the sultry look is directed towards me.
Okay, I appreciate that.
So, Seth, I think it is now time for the wrap up with what we learned today. Seth, what did we learn today?
Well, the first thing that we learned today was that Spanish-speaking dogs go wow wow.
I don't think they do. Bow wow? Is that
No,
what
it's
they were
wow
trying to say?
wow.
I know, but bow wow sounds better.
Bow wow is English. They
We,
they don't speak in English. They speak in Spanish. Wow
but
wow.
I think that's what it works for me. We also learned that Utica is the only town in New York with cows.
We also learned that Seth needs to be wifed, and apparently not by Parker.
And we also learned that there are no rules when you are drinking non-specific alcoholic spiked seltzers.
And you should be able to enjoy those without the extra restraints. So, and also, Parker needs a doctor.
I mean,
So you may also
yeah,
send those recommendations to sethandparker@gmail.com.
yes, that's true. But man, I'm just thinking about marrying a doctor now.
You know what? That whatever works for you, whatever
I
gets
need
you
a
going.
doctor.
And Parker, what's the last thing that we learned today?
We learned that Seth really needs to learn how to count to 6 because we've already done 6.
You said 6-ish. We have done 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 4. This is the 5th one.
Is the last one that Seth needs to be wifed? Or did we already
No,
talk about
we
that
already
one?
talked about that one, and thank you for rubbing it in.
Yeah, then I'm done.
You're
My
done.
cards are on the table.
Oh, okay. So we're not going to point out that brand names are everywhere, and we might have to review our legal contracts.
Oh, I mean, I'm trying not to get into hot water with Mac space Donalds.
And I'm trying not to get in hot water with white_claws. So,
Does that
okay.
also imply the existence of black claws, purple claws, like all kinds of claws? Bear
There.
claws?
Oh, aren't those food? That's a
It
food.
is food. It's a
Okay.
pastry.
It sounds really good right now, actually. So maybe. Oh,
Well,
wait,
I
I'm
have one
quarantined.
upstairs, so read us out the outro.
Okay, folks, thank you for joining us this week. Join us next week or year or decade when we continue to give bad advice, make more inappropriate jokes, and answer the age-old question, would you touch the Grinch with a 39.5-foot pole? In the meantime, send an email to sethandparker@gmail.com with any questions or ideas or topics you might like us to discuss.
See what I did there with the whole Grinch and the 1960s Christmas movies?
I did. It was cute.
It was cute.
Well done, Parker.
We also accept corrections.
Oh, okay. And we also need a Cash App for this show so people can pay for us to continue.
Our
providing.
OnlyFans account.
Oh yeah, Parker, you're gonna have to share that login with me.
Okay.
Okay. Well, folks,
Bye,
it's been
everybody.
great to talk to you. Until next time, we will chat soon.